Hello there, welcome back to my studio. Today I want to do a hard cover for a journal, and we are gonna also in this video decorate this journal. It's gonna be for our friend Blue journal, which ended to be so thick with 3 signatures. It's a chunky journal, so it's gonna need a spine that is gonna be 3.5 inches. Originally I was going to put it on a book cover, on a book, but the book only has like 2 inches spine, so I was not able to use that because now it's a chunky journal. I selected too many pages, and you have to think about that when you're selecting your pages. Anyway, these are the supplies. I have a listing here for you. You're gonna need the Tyvek envelope. This is the list. You are gonna need masking tape. I bought it at 3/4, but I imagine that 1 inch it will be better. I didn't think about that. So you're gonna need the Tyvek envelope, and this is the one I purchased from Amazon, but it does says it's a Tyvek envelope. And the masking tape, the book board, I purchased them from Amazon. They're 6x9. I'm gonna use 2. And I'm going to use a third one to cut the 3.5 spine. So you're going to need 3 of these. And then I need the fabric, which I'm going to cut at 11x18. This is the fabric I selected. You need a fabric that is thicker than this, but this was the only one I selected that will fit the purpose of what I'm doing, and I'm going to put a lot of things on top of it. But this is the fabric that I selected. And then the last thing that you need is the glue, which I'm going to use Beacon 3-in-1. The Tyvek envelope, the size that you will need for the Tyvek envelope, and you only need one side of the Tyvek envelope. Not you know, when it's an envelope we have 2 sides. Only one side, and you're gonna cut it depending on the size of the spine. So you're gonna always add 3.5 inches to the piece. So I mean 3 inches, I'm sorry. You're gonna add 3 inches. So if your spine is 3.5 and you have to add 3 inches, which will be 1.5 for each side, then you're gonna need a piece that is gonna be 6.5 by 9. So for example, if your spine is only 2 inches and you need to add 3 inches, so you're gonna need a piece of envelope that is gonna be 5 inches wide by the tallness of your journal. My journal is gonna be 6x9, so it's gonna be, then mine is gonna be 6.5 by 9. After you cut the book board to the 3.5, you're gonna have 2.5 left, which helps you for a journal that needs a 2.5 spine. So you keep that. And this envelope is 12x9. So we're gonna open it. So I'm gonna cut a very tiny section on this side to open this. So a tip for you, do not use any cutter to try to cut the Tyvek envelope, because I'm gonna show you what's gonna happen. It's gonna turn it, and it's not gonna cut it, because this is so strong that the cutter cannot do it, and it will turn it. So what I'm gonna do, I cut it with my rotary cutter, and if you remove this part, it's gonna remove part of your part of the mount that you needed. So I'm just gonna use a tiny bit of the 3-in-1, to glue that. I'll give you the name of the fabric that I'm using in case you wanna buy it. It is from Etsy, and it is Danghui, and licensed to Wilmington Press. That's all I know. And there's a website there if you want to buy the same fabric I purchased. So I put the Tyvek envelope in there. Now I'm going to put on top of this Tyvek envelope the boards. Now I'm going to try to put this in the middle of these. If I put it like this, you have 3 inches on both sides. Okay, perfect. So the first thing I'm going to do is glue this in here. So I'm going to mark where I want it so that I know exactly where I'm going to glue it. So now I'm going to put the glue, and then I'm going to put it on top of those marks. And this book board has a bones on both sides. It has the white. Now I'm going to try to put it inside those lines that I created. Make sure that both places is inside those lines. And it smells very bad, that glue. So maybe you need to have a place that is open. I'm going to open my door. So I'm going to take these and press. And of course, the glue is going to come out. And you have to clean it. You should probably put something on your hands before you start this. Next step is tricky. You need to I'm putting 2, because you need to leave a good space in between so that you can attach the next one in there. So I'm gonna mark it again. I'm gonna mark it again where I want it. Gonna put the glue this time on this area, and I'm gonna try to put less than I did before. Oops, that was probably too much. That's probably too much, but hopefully it's good. Let's keep this in there. And bring this. You have a tiny bit of time to play with these. That's why we're using this glue, because it doesn't dry too fast and you can move it if you need to move it. Okay, that side is done. I'm gonna do exact same to the other side. I put this, I mark it, I'm gonna put the glue, and I'm gonna put the other cover. And I'm gonna let this dry. So I'm not gonna show you how to put the fabric, because after this dries, I'm gonna attach the fabric the same way I attached the fabric on the video where I did the soft cover. So that's what we're gonna do. And then when I come back, we're gonna decorate. I'm gonna wait until this dry completely, and we are gonna decorate the journal. The last step for these is to put the masking tape. So you're gonna put masking tape like that on both sides. So this is a good size. I want to make this the last video that I will do for the French blue journal, because I don't want to bore you, and it takes a lot of time to do all the ephemera for a journal, especially one that is so big with 3 signatures like this one. And I just want to show you how I'm going to decorate the cover, and the rest I'm going to do on my own, and when it's finished I will show you a flip through. But I want to show you that I wanted at the beginning I was going to do this, but I think I overgrew this already, because I have not finished. I have 2 signatures that are barely done. Well, this is half done, this is mostly done, but the other ones are not done, and it's gonna grow more. So these 2 inches was too little for this. So I'm gonna keep that book for someplace else, and I did a cover for this, that we're gonna decorate that cover that I did today. I just wanted to show you what I originally was gonna do. This is the cover that I did for this. You see, it has more room to grow, and it is 3.5 inches. And today we're gonna decorate the cover. I wanna tell you, I didn't have a blue fabric that was good for this journal. When you're doing a hardcover, it's different than from the fabric cover because you have to glue this part. Well, I used a masking tape because it was recommended to do that, but the thing was that this fabric was too thin and it shows the masking tape in some areas, but that's all right because everything is going to be covered, decorated beautiful with lace and other stuff, so it's going to be a beautiful, beautiful journal cover. So let's get started. So I'm going to put all this away, but before I do that, I want to show you things that I gather. I gather lace, different type of laces. So I gathered lace, I gathered flowers. I purchased this flower. I'm not sure. I may remove that bottom section. I'm not sure if I'm going to use that because it's so big. Maybe I can. I purchased others that are smaller in size. But what I found was this medium size. Well, they're even smaller. I found these, and I found smaller, even smaller. Let's see. I found these other ones, but they are also large, but some of them are even. And I'm purchasing all this at Etsy or Amazon if you want to do what we're doing today. This set, I think, was from Amazon. See, it has other flowers, and I was gonna break that stuff in there, but if I do that, I have to put glue so that it doesn't come undone. So you see, this one has many different flowers, and let's see, we're gonna be very creative in here. So that's it. That's what this is all about, you know, being creative. So this is also a paper from Amazon, and because I'm going to do a collage of papers, I'm using scraps. This is the back of a composition notebook, which I already took the papers and the cover, and I'm going to use this. I'm going to use this as the inside of this because I'm going to do like a pocket. Where is my... And this video may be longer than normal, but I imagine that you guys want to see the whole process. So I'm going to cut this so that I can use it for the top. Okay, so now we have to divide this in two because we're making two journals. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3. You have 7, so 3.5. I have to divide it in 3.5. And I am very excited that I am doing a new kit, digital kit for the next journal. So I removed that brown section, and now I'm gonna bring back my design and see. I think this is just the right size, perfect. And this is gonna, so I'm going to mark the size of these. I decided on the green because I don't want to bring too many colors, only the green and the blue to the cover. So I'm going to glue this in here. So when you glue this to the back of the frame, do not glue it completely and put the yellow paper on because it doesn't look pretty. And I had to remove it. So now we're gonna glue this in here completely. It's not gonna be a pocket because it's fragile, but I'm gonna round these corners. Almost out of glue. Okay. Find the place where you want it. And put it. Leave the opening at the top because it's larger than on the side. So I'm just gonna glue this in here. And in here. And leave the opening at the top. Okay, so I'm gonna use the fabric tag this time, and I'm gonna glue this like a, so it's gonna have, so it has a pocket in here, but we can make a pocket also in here. We're gonna leave this pocket in the inside, and now the other pocket that we're gonna do is with the card. So let's see. Let's try to put it in the middle, top right area. Maybe a tiny bit lower. Tiny bit lower. Maybe there. Make sure that it is straight. You know what? The best thing to do to make sure that it is straight is to put this. It seems to be straight. It seems to be straight. I see. It seems to be straight. Okay. So I use a ruler to make sure that it is straight. Because once you put it, you won't be able to remove it. Okay, so that is straight. So we're gonna leave this to dry. And we have to make a tag for there and a tag for here, but in the meantime, we're gonna decorate. Like for example, my idea was, I printed some papers. Like I printed some music paper and some, let's cut this, and I will be right back. My idea was, I was gonna break this paper. I printed in cardstock because I wanted it to be something that would last. And I was gonna do like a collage in here. So I wanted to have that in there, but I should have put it before putting the cover. But you know what? I'm doing this for the first time. But let's put it like this. In there. We can glue that back again. And then we need to put more of the blue paper. So I have a blue paper in here that I'm gonna tear. And I'm going to like do collaging with the paper, and I don't know if this is gonna work, but that's what I decided to do. I'm gonna do collaging like that. And in some areas putting lace. So let's take some and do some collaging in here, and then we can glue. So I want to put one of the flowers, if possible, if it feels in there. I'm gonna do something brave, and I'm gonna break my flower. But then I have to put glue in there because it's gonna come apart. I don't know if that glue is gonna help, but this dries faster than the other. Maybe put a combination of both. That's what I'm gonna do. Because I wanna put the flower. I wanna put it in there. If this one fits, I don't know if it's gonna fit. For now, I'm gluing it. Gonna leave it like that in there, gluing. Okay, so I'm just gonna glue this one because I do want that one in there. Let me see, where is the... I don't know, guys, if this is gonna work, but someone has to do it and invent. Someone has to invent for you. Okay, so let's put this in here, and let's put this underneath there, like that. Then let's put more blue and in this. See, I have a blue in here. Just have to find the blue. This is green, this is the blue. Let's see if we can make it darker in some areas. Put that in there. Let's see. I put the flowers in this area, like here, so we can put more paper in this bottom area. Let's put this letter. I'm gonna put the letter in there. I wanna put it underneath that. You should do this. That should be glue after. But I was inventing, so I didn't know what I was gonna do. I was just had an idea, but it was not already done. What's happened when you're inventing? Okay, so we'll bring it up, and we can later. So I'm just gonna bring a tiny bit more of these, and then the rest is gonna be the paper and the lace. This time I'm gonna put it on top, but not on top of the frame. I don't wanna cover my frame, my beautiful frame. And I do have the pieces of fabric that I removed from the corners that I can also use that. Maybe not. So let's see, that's enough for the paper. So now we're gonna put more of that, and we're gonna put the flowers and the lace. So let me put a few more of these here and there, and then we're gonna put lots of lace and lots of flowers. Put in some of these. Put that in there. What happened? I left it open. That's not good. See, a tiny bit more paper. Not, I'm gonna cover it in paper, but then the flowers and the lace is gonna be on top. Keep forgetting to put the lid on. See if that can go in there. So big. It's so big. I don't know, maybe I'm gonna find a smaller flower. We have to leave this opening here. Oh, it's opening there, it's opening there, and it's opening here. Being very messy today, but I wanna put this in here. I'm breaking it so that it's not perfect in there. And I need to put some of the scorched timber or whatever you want to use, and maybe not this big, that like that. I don't know. I'm undecided about that. Let's start putting the lace and a tiny bit more of this, and then we're gonna put the lace. This is where we cannot put too many things in there because it's open for the to put something in there. So I put that wrong color. And a tiny piece of paper. Putting glue, that tiny piece of paper. One more piece, and then we're gonna start doing our other decoration. Okay, so let's put this last piece, crumble it. Okay, let's start with the fabric. I'm gonna layer the fabric tube. I'm gonna put first this in here. I purchased from somebody in Etsy that was selling their fabrics. I mean their lace. Let's put lace in here. This one, let's see that, maybe like that or like this, not like this. Should have put my, this one to stay there, stay there. It's better if you use this than your finger, because it doesn't attach to this, but it does attach to your finger. Okay, I want to still see some of the areas. I'm going to put a different, smaller, see, a smaller one. I'm going to put this in here. Let's put it all the way down. From here to here. Where did I put it? Oh, I put it. Okay, so we're not putting anything on the top. It's on the side that you need to have open. So in here we can put this one. Let's see. Glue it completely. I don't like this loose. It comes only when it wants to come. I'm misbehaving glue. Put this blue one in here. Let's see. From there to here. But I'm gonna make sure that I don't cover that in there. So let's see. We're gonna put it only on this area. Only on that area. Because that way we don't want that brown showing in there. We cut that as soon as it dries. We might put a tiny bit of this on top. That's what we're gonna do. Come on. Remember to use your thing in here, because if not, it will attach to your finger. I will not let you. I don't want to cover the frame, so let's put it away from the frame. Purchased this for here, so let me put that then. I don't know where I got it. It might be Amazon or Etsy. So we're gonna put that in there. I don't like that I put too much dark blue in there. Oh, and I used this is the rum blue. Oh well, it doesn't dry as fast as the other one. Maybe we should put both. Now it has too much glue, but that's all right. Gonna put it in here. I have to clean my hands because this is very, very messy. Let me clean my hands and I will be right back. I'm gonna break another flower. I decided to go with the smaller flowers, but let me see if I can do this. Cut all that and glue all these. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to, but let's see. I'm gluing all these together. I'm putting the burley glue because it's dry faster, but I'm gonna put the other. It's not behaving. Okay. Let's put this other glue. I'm inventing for you, so you don't have to invent. If it works for me, then it might work for you. Then you don't have to mess up your things. Come on, glue. You're not helping. Doing is, since I broke the bottom part that is gluing all petals together, this part, I broke it apart. So I'm putting glue everywhere in between the petals so that they glue together. And it's gonna be flatter than what it was, because the flower was not flat. It was very chunky. And it has another part in here that I'm going to remove. Now it shows a center, and I'm gonna put something in there. I'm gonna show you. It's showing a center now, and I'm gonna put like a pearl in there. This set of pearls in Amazon. So I don't have a YY one. I think I do have somewhere, but I don't want to stop this again. So I already have a white pearl in there. So let me try the blue one. Anyway, it has the colors of the birdie. This is still not glue. This is very messy because I don't see from far away. I cover it with glue. That's awful. I cover it with glue. I should have waited until the rest of the flower was dry. It's falling apart. That thing That's what happening. That thing is falling apart. Okay. When the petals going like that. I was gonna put other flowers. I'm not sure because I don't want to go through all that. Maybe it looks better at the bottom. Let's put it at the bottom, then we put white and more there. That's what we're gonna do. Let's put it at the bottom. And then we decide what we're gonna do with that those flowers. The only part that I didn't like of the blue paper is the only one that is still showing. So I have to do something about that too. Was thinking of putting like a bow in there. And I don't like that. I do not like it. I like it simpler. So maybe we could put a bow in here and maybe a tiny bit more of paper in there. This piece says October 12th, 1864. So I thought that was a good one. So let's put some of the, how do you call the Scotch timber, and it's paper over paper. Just put the burley arts. They're so gluey. Okay, so then I can put a bow someplace in there, but it looks prettier. It's filled out that space. And here I can put something else. And then I just have to put the top at the top and at the side, and that's going to be it. This one from Amazon, I'm just going to cut it and put it there. See, I don't want to cover completely the stamp. So I'm not going to put it completely inside of the journal. I'm just going to put it at the top. And I don't want to cover too much of the top. And what we're going to do, we are going to put lace on the edge in the inside. Let's put it like this. And then this part we can cut. This is how the journal is going to look, but we're going to cut that. What I like to do, I'm going to show you. Let me put it down like this. What I like to do is I will cut this. Let me cut it so that it doesn't interfere. But I like to put also the burley arts on top of this lace, because that will help it stop from fraying, because you don't want to lose completely your lace. And what I would like to do is I put these on top of the lace. I put the burley arts, and that is going to put a tiny amount of glue on top of that lace, and it will stop fraying. thinking I have to cut that, and I have to decide if I'm gonna put any more lace. I know I'm gonna put lace on the other side of these, but I'm gonna do that when the top has dry. So again, I'm gonna put the glue on top of those edges of the lace that are like that, so that they do not fray. I think, ladies and gentlemen, I think I'm gonna stop here, and if I later on add anything else, I can let you know, but I'm gonna stop it here. I think it's good for now. If something, I know I have to put a closure, and that's why I am not going yet to put anything else, because the closure that I want to use is one that with a clasp, and it has to have a type of cord that attached to the clasp. So for now, this is it. So I put a bow in here. I'm sorry, I forgot that I was not filming. I put a bow in there, and when I come back for the flip through, I will show you the two tags that I put. But for now, this is it for this video. I don't want it to be longer. And thank you for joining me, and please come back for other videos. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.